Lights, camera, action!
When a script is written that is so bad, no one will film it. These brave podcasters will bring it to life just so they can mock it. This is Table Reads.
So the movie's kaput, which means your script ain't worth the buffalo shit on a nickel.
Table Reads with Sean McBee and Patrick Duffy.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another thrilling episode of Table Reads.
Howdy.
Hello, Patrick. How have you been, sir?
Hello, Sean. Well, since our last episode, we've both bought houses. And yes, I said boughten.
Yes, it should be noted that a lot has changed. You've probably noticed, dear listener, that there's been quite a gap. It's been about a year and a half since part 5 of this script. And that's because there was massive upheaval in both our lives. We both bought houses. As said, I've set up a whole new podcasting studio in mine, which we are recording in for the first time right now. This is my first time producing the show ever. 65 episodes in. It's about time, I figure.
About time, yeah.
So that's where we are as people, and the show's going to keep running full stop from here on out.
I like that.
Yes. So, without further ado, let's find out, because it's been a year and a half, where we were.
Previously on Table Reads.
Test pilot Steve Austin, having suffered a horrific crash, was rebuilt with bionic parts as part of a top-secret government program. With the world having thought him dead for 8 months, he briefly reunited with his fiancée before being brought back in and informed of his real mission: to destroy his bionic predecessor, Klatch, before he manages to weaponize stolen tech that will allow him to convert large portions of atmosphere from oxygen-rich to carbonized and lethal to humans. When we left off, Steve had just been informed that a failsafe was built into him, removing any choice he may have had on the matter.
Fade in.
Interior operating room. Rudy and his team repair Steve's torn circuitry and dress the damaged skin with replacement skin. Steve stares off into the distance, wincing slightly. Klatch's headquarters are rumored to be somewhere in the vicinity of Mount Fuji. You'll be harriered over and dropped within a mile of the mountain, where you'll proceed to search for his base. Once detected, Klatch is to be put down by any means necessary. Any data or hardware regarding the subfusion microchip is to be brought back. We'll be monitoring from operations, but we'll have backup standing by on an offshore carrier should trouble occur. In the event that you're incapacitated, we'll track you via your tracking device and send them in. Barring that, once your mission is accomplished, you can rendezvous with the Harrier at the coordinates you've been provided with on the disk. It also contains an entire digitized mapping program detailing the surrounding 30-mile radius of the mountains. Interior locker room. Steve zippers his flight suit closed. Oscar debriefs him, as opposed to all that just happened, which was literally Oscar debriefing him.
Yes, but that was a voiceover narrative. That wasn't intended for Steve's tender ears.
He literally is talking to Steve. Just because he's not on screen at the time doesn't mean that that's not him talking to Steve.
Hey, no pics didn't happen.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
If we don't hear back from you in 48 hours, well, I'm sure we will. Steve says nothing. He grabs his... Thanks, just let me do all the work here, script. He grabs his helmet and moves to exit. Oscar grabs his arm. Steve. Steve offers him a cold stare. Oscar releases him. The failsafe device that you're carrying.
will be activated if I deviate from my mission. I know.
No, it's... Oscar looks around. It's located in your right arm. Here. Oscar indicates the placement on Steve's forearm. Once activated, you'll feel a dulling of electrical charge. Something akin to having your arm fall asleep. It's programmed to spread from processor to processor until your entire system is shut down. But the process takes 2 minutes to reach complete detonation.
Thanks, Oscar. I've got to fly to Japan and kill a psycho robot now.
Oscar grabs Steve and looks him in the eyes. You have 2 minutes from the moment you feel that sensation in your forearm. Do you understand? Oscar offers Steve a grave glare.
I understand.
Steve catches on.
My bad. You'll edit that, I'm sure. I understand.
Oscar half smiles and releases Steve. Good luck. Exterior, airfield, day. The Harrier jet is prepped for takeoff. Thus this fucking badass music. A pilot is already in the cockpit. Steve climbs the ladder and boards the craft. Oscar watches from down the runway. The jet lifts into the air and shoots into the sky. Exterior, Mount Fuji, Japan, day. The Harrier carting Steve descends near the mountain. Interior, jet, day. The pilot snaps on his interior radio. Yeah, I'll be him.
Okay.
We're over the drop site, Colonel Austin. Do you remember where the rendezvous site is?
I got it.
Then I'll see you here in 24 hours.
Roger that.
Steve reaches above him and grabs hold of a red lever. He pulls it and his seat shoots upward.
You said lever.
Yeah, lever or lever is correct. And as soon as I said lever, I was like, that sounds weird.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Exterior, jet, day. The back canopy flips open, allowing Steve's ejection from the jet. Once out, the canopy closes again, and the jet veers away.
I have to say, what's with this music? It is, like, too cool for this script.
I named it on my soundboard Douche Rock.
Yeah, that's fairly certain.
I love it.
It's great. It reminds me of, like, late 90s Steve Vai. Or Joe Sach, you know?
It reminds me of just badassery for your ears.
Yes.
Exterior, Mount Fuji, day. A parachute erupts from Steve's seat, and he floats earthward. Interior, Klatch's command post, day. A monitor displays Steve's descent.
Didn't I tell you? Wait, all right, I have to ask. Are we doing his voice as Japanese like we have been for like the last 4 episodes, or are we going to do it different?
Because we did discover that Klatch, though he's introduced speaking Japanese and surrounded by ninjas, is in fact a guy whose first name is Avery.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave it up to you. You're the actor, you act it out. However you feel appropriate.
All right, I think we'll get away from the stereotypical Asian dialect. We'll just move it to some kind of, I don't know, I'll have to do some deep, whatever. Didn't I tell you, yeah, see, that sounds weird.
Oh, yeah, just do something like gravelly and evil.
Okay. Didn't I tell you, Gilgamesh?
Still, just such a great name.
Yeah.
Gilgamesh. Klatch sits on a throne, watching a bank of monitors, half of which display Steve. The other half show carrier jets being prepared. Gilgamesh stands in wait at a control panel.
Here's our guest now. What say we test our guest's new minted abilities? Stingers, please.
Gilgamesh throws a switch. Exterior, Mount Fuji, day. 2 Stinger missiles shoot out of the trees. Steve takes note of the missiles heading toward him. He punches the belt on his chest which unfastens him from his seat/parachute and drops like a stone toward the ground. The missiles hit the chair, obliterating it. Steve free falls towards a thicket of trees. He extracts a tether line with hook attachment from his belt and hurls it toward one of the larger limbs. The hook catches the branch and wraps. Yeah, boy!
Is there any reason that tether line with hook is capitalized?
Yes, whenever you introduce a prop or something like that, it's capitalized to help the people that are breaking down the script to be able to know they need to do these things.
Oh, all right. The more you know.
That's why the first time you see any new character, their name is all in caps. So everybody, like casting, needs to know they need to cast that person. Costumes needs to know they need a costume for that person, etc.
Good to know.
Yeah.
So what was happening with that hook?
Oh, it was wrapping around stuff. Steve swings through the thicket and up again. He releases the line and lands in a lengthy lagoon. A lengthy lagoon? That's weird. Interior, Klatch's command post. Klatch nods toward the screen, impressed. He looks to Gilgamesh and offers the same impressive nod. Gilgamesh shrugs.
Sharks.
Exterior, lagoon, day. Steve rises to the surface of the lagoon and immediately surveys the lay of the land. Interior, lagoon, underwater. A steel door built into the earth itself flips open and outrush two sharks. Here is a parenthetical. Corny maybe, but it's been a while since I've seen a shark on the big screen and I miss them.
That is so Kevin.
Jesus, Kevin.
Who does that in the script?
I don't. It's like he's
hilarious.
It's like he's preemptively responding to the criticism he knows he's going to get.
Yeah.
Pretty ballsy. Exterior, lagoon, day. Steve wades toward the shore and is suddenly pulled under. Interior, lagoon, underwater. The sharks tug at Steve mercilessly. Interior, Klatch's command post. On the monitor, Steve wrestles with the sharks. Klatch watches, intrigued. He looks to Gilgamesh for agreement, but Gilgamesh offers only the rolling of his eyes.
I know. How much harm can they do him? But you've got to admit, it's damned exciting stuff.
That's basically Klatch being Kevin, going, come on, sharks, right? Sharks? Yeah. Awesome. Interior, lagoon, underwater. Steve blasts one of the sharks in the face with a right. Exterior, lagoon, day. The shark flies out of the water and lands on the shore, flipping about in a not at all ridiculous fashion. Interior, lagoon, underwater. The other shark bites down hard on Steve's leg. Steve pries its jaws open, all the way open, inverting the fish.
Why? Why, Kevin?
I don't know, but I'm writing down inverting the fish. That's my new favorite phrase.
That's a great band name from like the late 90s. Post-grunge.
Inverting the fish. Excellent. Yeah. I literally wrote that down. I don't know. Maybe it'll be a t-shirt. Who knows? It floats to the surface, dead. Yeah, it's inverted. Steve sees the open steel door and swims into it. Interior, cavern. Man, this is some exciting music. Steve rises from the water inside the mountain. He examines his leg. There's some skin damage, allowing metal to show through. Then lights come on ahead, illuminating a tunnel.
Colonel Austin, this is Avery Klatch. I'll be your quarry for this evening. To meet me in battle at the heart of this mountain fortress, you need only step through the tunnel provided ahead for you. I await you with great eagerness.
Yeah, that sounds legit.
Yeah.
Steve looks to the tunnel. It would seem clear. Steve looks around the cavern. High above, there's a ventilating duct, and Kevin loves